September, and this is your reading for September 2017. And thank you so much, Sag. You're one of the signs that have done loads of commenting and lots of viewing of the videos, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for your connections. I love knowing how the readings resonate with you. And if you'd like to book a reading, the link is under the video. So I'm going to get straight on with it, and I've been asked to use the angel cards for you. So let's see what they bring. So you're going to be looking at this month mostly career, legacy, your standing in the world, how you stand on the world stage generally, you know, what you want to leave behind. And you're going to be looking at what you need to let go in terms of your home life or your emotional security, the past, anything that's held you back in the past, all of those issues. What is it that you need to let go there in order to really shine and really do what you came here to do? So those are the themes for you. So I'm going to ask, oh, this one's just flipped itself out. God of the arts, the artist within you is about to emerge. So Sag, if you're someone whose legacy it is to do something creative and you're not addressing that, this will be brought into very sharp focus in September. But let's just have a quick look, because that might not be who you are. Let's see, what does Sagittarius need to know about their destiny, their career, their legacy, and what they're trying to create and what they need to let go of in order to facilitate that creation. Here we go. Okay, so past, present, future, and 2 advice cards, and let's put a probable outcome on there. So you're moving out of a phase now. We've got angel of psychic ability. Your intuitive and psychic abilities are strong at present. So you're moving out of a phase where you've been really focusing on connecting. For some people that will be very much focusing on their psychic gifts, their psychic awareness, their sense of being connected with the infinite. Sagittarius is very much about that infinite connection, infinite possibility. For some of you it will just be that you've had a slightly more, you know, a growing sense of awareness of those abilities. And for some of you it will just be that you've been feeling more sensitivity recently and becoming more aware of things in a way that isn't through the natural, well, the logical, predictable means, just knowing things and beginning to trust your knowing. So you've been getting nudges from the universe, you've been getting nudges from your inner realms, from your higher self, from your gut feelings. You've been getting strong psychic impulses about where you need to go next and what you need to do and what needs to change to facilitate your growth in terms of your career. So where are you now as a result of that? Angel of pleasure. Take pleasure in the things you do. You are about wanting to do something that you really enjoy. You're done with the plodding, boring routines. You're done with doing things because they're the sensible thing to do. You're done with doing things that somebody else thinks is the right thing for you to do. You're done with routines and schedules and not feeling creatively fulfilled and satisfied. So, and there is a caution, just checking the camera, there is a caution here, Sag, to not throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say, to stay grounded, to stay connected to the things that have served you in the past, that have kept your feet on the ground, that have given you scope for building foundations in your life, but to definitely embrace that sense of wanting to enjoy life, wanting to have more pleasure in your life and in your work, in your career. So bring that energy in as much as you possibly can. And for some of you, you'll be thinking about change, because you'll be thinking, well, there's no way I can find pleasure in this anymore. There's no way what I do does give me any pleasure. So this could be the month when that starts to turn around and you start to seek a way to bring more pleasure into your life through your career. Or it could be that you have a whole new perspective and you begin to see the thing that you do already as being something that once brought you pleasure, and you're able to reignite that sense of joy in what you do, just by shifting perspective, or just by trying to do things in a slightly different way, or by working with people in collaborations. I'm hearing collaborations for some people. So, you know, just seeing it as something that, you know, you can learn to love again, possibly. But either way, this is a time for you to take pleasure in your legacy and in what you do in the world. So it could be that you refresh what you're doing at the moment by involving other input from other people, you know, sort of going around in a circle and letting people take turns to give input to it, something like that. So it could be a group, or it could be a partnership or alliance, and it could be that you just continue on your own, but you have a shift in perception. Right, I think I've been over that enough now. Moving into the future. Energy's coming in now. What you believe you create, no one can harm you. Don't be afraid of connecting with people, possibly working with people, if that feels right for you. Don't be afraid of sharing your work. For some, there is a fear of sharing what you do. There's a fear of being too visible. And this card is definitely saying, trust that what you're here has value and is here for a reason and needs to be seen. So I'm just going to leave that there. The advice, God of conflict resolution, you're being encouraged to walk away from a current conflict. That conflict could be within you. It could be within yourself about whether you can or can't do this thing that you really want to do. Or it could be with another person. It could be something in a work situation that's holding you back. Or it could be something in a relationship that's making you feel a little bit like, well, I want to go for these dreams. I've got all these plans. I've got all these big ideas. But somehow I don't seem to be able to fulfill my full potential within this connection, something like that. And it could be that there are conflicts around it. It could be that there are, you know, people who disagree with your view of doing things, which is fine. You can disagree with people, but it could be that those disagreements are actually depleting you and taking precious energy that you need to move you forward. And it's time to look at that and to walk away from conflict. It doesn't mean that you have to make sweeping changes and walk away from the situation, but you are to find solutions that work for you. You are to find ways of walking away from each individual upset or conflict so that you remain energized and focused and ultimately have the time, space and energy to decide whether, when, how you will walk away from the complete conflict itself. But I hope that makes sense. Okay, and the other advice card says, the qualities you see in others are simply your own reflection, God reflections. God of reflections. So what it's basically saying is, and that's probably the reason that you are being asked to manage conflicts within yourself. In other words, take your energy back and walk away from each individual one and keep learning from them, because, you know, these conflicts that are happening, they are there to teach us things about ourselves. So, you know, sometimes if we just cut and run much too early, we miss the lesson and we go on to create that conflict somewhere else with a whole new set of people or a whole other person. So what you're being asked to do is to walk away from the conflicts themselves and then meditate on them and figure out what's going wrong. What is it you're not seeing about yourself? What is it that you need to learn? What's going to help you overall to let go of any dynamics or energies or patterns that are the real culprit in stopping you from moving ahead? Because these people are just an external manifestation of something that's going on within you. It's always that way. We create something, we have something going on inside us, and then the universe constantly sends us things that say, look, this is it, this is what you're doing, this is what you're doing to yourself, this is what you're thinking, this is how you're thinking, this person is just showing you how you're thinking yourself. Okay, so what's the outcome? What's the answer for Sagittarians to get onto their path, to stay on their path, to feel worthy, to feel they're blossoming and growing? I feel there is already some blossoming and growing, because when I said that, I heard they already are. So there is something happening, but it feels as if it's being thwarted. So you're going 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you know. So what's your outcome? Goddess of justice. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. So this works on 2 levels. One is that things are balancing out for you. So you will get a better outcome, I feel, possibly September, October, I'm hearing, so over the next couple of months. The other thing is, don't see everything that's happening as necessarily a dreadful thing, because some of the things that you're learning at the moment are actually paving the way for you to become better, stronger, faster in the future, and more aligned with your truth. You know, you might be in a situation where you're being shown every day what you're not, and that's making you even more determined to get clear and to get clear about and to create what you are. And this is a very powerful time for all of us in terms of reinvention. And if for you that reinvention is happening in career, then you really do need to see everything that's happening around you as pointing the way in some way towards that, because the universe is always doing something that's guiding you in a very wise way, even if it seems slightly topsy-turvy or slightly unpleasant sometimes, or you can't find the hidden blessing in it at the moment. You will look back on this time and you will understand why certain circumstances materialise, to point the way, to aim you onto your truest path, okay? Alright, Sag, so I hope that helps you, and I'm just going to pick you a very quick card from this deck. Where are we going, guys? This one. Self-criticism. We, your angels, ask you to please be more compassionate towards yourself. Well, that says it all. This is obviously the pattern that needs to be released, and this is obviously what some people in your environment are showing you. If you're around people who are criticizing you, or who are, you know, not completely accepting your ideas, or, you know, you sort of feel you want to shrink or hide your work from, the reason is because you haven't accepted yourself or your mission yet. You haven't accepted yourself as gifted. You are a wondrous being of light. Even if at times you think you are less than perfect, remember that God and divine perfection exists in all things and in all people. So it's about trying to constantly see the divine within yourself, and trying, even in the midst of this situation, whatever these situations are, to see the divine in others and to see the divine plan working through them to show you something that you need to see. Okay, Sag, lovely connecting with you once again. Have a fantastic September. I'll see you in October if you'd like to book a reading. The link is below the video, and take care. Thank you very much. Love and blessings.
Stay a while and remember who you are. You are a sparkle from a star. So come on out and shine like the light that you are. Be still a while, 'cause every moment